Yo, what is going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be going over the Corona Zen again. Now, before we get into this, if you're here just simply to have hate comments, just get out of here. This is simply educational purposes. I'm trying to spread awareness for this, and I really do hope Epic bans this soon. This isn't something that I use. It's something I bought because a lot of people didn't know what it was at the time, and it's a very popular talk. If you look on my blow up video, it literally has 200,000 views. If you look at the analytics for that, it was all because of people searching it up, because people want to know what it is. So if you want to come to me, say I'm promoting it just because I'm making a video on it, you're delirious. So please do not come at me with that. This is simply just to spread awareness, educational purposes. If Epic, you see this, I really hope this is helpful for you guys to learn how to locate it. But other than that, let's get into the video, and then you guys can see how much of a cheat this thing is. This thing is 100% a cheat code. It's not like your Jarvis aimbot, so all you kids saying, oh, you're pulling a Jarvis. Like, no, it's not the same thing. It's not the Corona Zen that is actually the cheats. It is the scripts that they make. The Corona Zen actually offers other things other than cheating and soft aim, which a lot of people use nowadays anyways. If you guys look, there are so many keyboard players who use soft aim in tournaments, and Epic does nothing about it. So please kind of keep that in mind. Know that I'm not just doing this because I'm promoting cheating. I'm not getting paid from Cronus for this. This is simply just because I'm trying to make my YouTube blow up and do well. This is a popular talk, so let's get into it. Okay, so first things first. If you are new to this and you're wondering, well, what is a Corona Zen? The Corona Zen is a device that is external, that is not a program, that has a program, but the program scripts go onto this device specifically, because you can plug it into a console and other devices. The first thing about this is that you plug your controller into this, and then this plugs into your computer, console, etc. And that's what makes it so hard to detect. When it is plugged into a computer or a console, it is detected as a controller. Well, without the controller being plugged into it, you have no buttons to push. And that's how Cronus has made it accessible, where you can plug in the controller into the device, and then this is your buttons for the device. So it's almost like this is your controller. Now with this, there are about 8 different settings. Right here on the screen below, you can put about 8 different scripts per Zen. And there's also a thing called a Cronus Max, but there are other videos out there if you want to go search that. This device allows you to add scripts like right here that you see below. Now below in here, there is a bunch of coding, a bunch of stuff that I personally do not know how to do. I know how to make adjustments to it because of what I've learned. But this right here is basically everything that goes onto this game pack. Now when it goes onto this game pack, these codes do something to the way your controller works. Some of it adds delay. Some of it has triggers to where you click certain buttons and it does an action for you. And I'm going to give one specific thing right here, is the pump deagle. You can set your controller up to where you click a certain button and it'll sit there and do a pump deagle, and you literally don't have to do a thing. That is how broken this thing can be. And for the people who know how to use this to the full extent, they have such a broken cheat code right here that this is kind of everything it's gone into. The only thing I've learned how to do is how to do a fast reset, which you still have to click 2 buttons because controller doesn't have a scroll wheel. And I've learned how to adjust the aim assist. Each script has its own aim assist, and when you get each script, you need to learn how to make adjustments and tone it in to where it doesn't look like you're cheating, and it still has that strong. I think a big reason why a lot of people are turning to the Corona Zen anyways is because Epic has totally nerfed aim assist over the past year. It used to be a lot stronger, and controller players actually placed a lot better in comp. I think the few controller players that are actually doing well, they're either just insane controller players or they're cheating themselves. But since the Corona Zen is non-detectable and you cannot prove anything, that is the only problem right here where it comes down to. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've had pros in my DMs already about this stuff. Don't come at me like, why don't you expose them? Like, I'm not going to expose them. That ain't my business. But the amount of people who have DM'd me wanting my help for this, it's actually insane. And If you try to DM me, I'm not going to tell you, yes, I will help you. Please do not DM me asking me how to set it up, use it for you. The only info I'm going to give you is the stuff on my videos. Oh, and last thing, make sure you guys use code Kevy in the Fortnite item shop. That'll actually give you faster edit speed and better aim without the Chronozen. So the worst thing that I've noticed when using this thing is that anyone who uses this and does not adjust this every time they open their game, they get a 10 millisecond response delay. Now, right here at the top right, this is my controller setting. Right here is set to 10 milliseconds, and my CPU load on this is 11%, which is really high, especially when Fortnite is such a heavy CPU-based game. Now, when someone wants a lower millisecond, not only will it affect your script, it'll also raise your CPU load, and that is very bad when it comes to performance of your game. So, if you do not have a God PC, you will get lower frames because your CPU is higher. And on top of that, when you lower your milliseconds, you're actually giving your script a lot less time to load in, and that is also going to affect your script as well. So, with these scripts, if you don't have a low millisecond time, it's going to be hard to double edit if you don't have edit on release off. If you use edit on release, it's super hard to double edit. And that's like one of the biggest things that I can actually show you right here. But right here is all your controllers and how everything is mapped. You can see my dead zones going bad, and like that's pretty much it. All right, so out of pure respect for just players and Epic in general, I'm not going to be going into normal matches. I'm staying in creative. Creative is just a place to practice and show tips and tricks. So I'm going to stay in that. We're going to play a couple different game modes, and then we'll talk about some stuff. Yikes. Wow, that kid got demolished. What the hell, brother? What the season 2 bullshit is this? Oh no. What kind of teammate is that? That right there is exactly what I'm talking about being bailed out. Bailout. That's what I'm talking about, a bailout. Wow, that kid got stunned. Now, I think that this could be a really beneficial thing for people who probably have like disabilities or there's some sort of handicap. I think this would be a good asset if there was a way you could validate these accounts into saying like, hey, these people have disabilities, let them use these attachments or so on and so forth, because there are people out there who don't have as much of a blessing having all 10 of their fingers, or they don't even have full hands, and there's people out there still playing, and that's very inspirational, especially because Fortnite is such a hard game to do, and a lot of these people who have their own disabilities are actually showing quite a bit of skill and are probably better than a lot of you watching this video. One person I'm gonna kind of shout out with that is Pam. Pam doesn't really play Fortnite anymore, and also Kicker. His bones break literally like every 10 seconds, and that kid is out there doing things that like a lot of us can't even do, which kudos to them. I just kind of wanted to give my little input with that because I think it is pretty cool. So right now I'm gonna edit a wall. So what I'm gonna do is I click touchpad R1 and it resets, and that is their way of having their own little type of scroll wheel reset. There is also attachments out there called controller scrollers. If you look on Etsy, there's actually a page on there where they sell controller scrollers. I don't know if that has any issues with it switching to keyboard and back to controller inputs. But that is also a pretty good attachment. Go check that out. So another attachment on here is a mod that allows you to place floors and roofs at the same time. And all you have to do is spam your R button. And you will see. Okay, so right here, I'm actually only pushing R, as you guys can see. And it is literally placing both right here. There's some of these things on the script that I don't necessarily find useful. Maybe if you used it long enough, maybe you'd find some convenience for it, but it's already kind of buggy enough. Like right now I'm trying to do it. But yes, on this script, there are actually a couple different options. You can actually do a ramp, roof and floor rush, and they have a bunch of different options. I just haven't kind of dipped into it enough to try it. But those right here are a few concepts that you can basically get a general idea of. There are also stuff like pump deagle. You can do a one-tap shot. So if you guys were to hold down L and click R1 to shoot instead, it would single tap like this on like perfect timing. And that's kind of like one of the storm surge tags that people go for to save AR damage. So they'll go boom. And it's like a one-shot accuracy thing. Another thing on the script allows you to do a drop shot method, which is something you see a lot of keyboard players do, especially over controller players. But right here, all you gotta do is click L and left on the D-pad, and it enables the drop shot on. So now, all I gotta do is shoot my gun, and I don't have to move my toggle, and it'll cross for me. Actually seen macros for keyboarders where they code a whole high ground retake on the click of a button. Now I'm sure you have to be in a perfect spot for that, but I've literally seen videos of that. The Cronus definitely cannot do that for you. The Cronus can only offer a few small things regarding to better aim, easier editing, and assisting and extra actions upon what you're doing. So yeah, I just wanted to make a part 2 to this video. I also wanted to clarify my intentions with this. I don't need any validation from any of you in the comments who are gonna say anything negative or respond in any kind of hate speech or talk crap to me. Like, if I see that, I'm just gonna delete your comment. But for those of you who genuinely watch this to just kind of learn and see what this thing is about and what it is and why so many people are using it right now, because it's a cheat that no one is literally getting banned for using this, and that is the biggest problem. But like I said, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.